Hello. Yeah, I wasn't gonna make a video. I forgot that I brought my tripod because I was pretty sure that I was gonna make a video, but I didn't even know what I was gonna make it about. I don't even think I was gonna talk either. I think I just wanted to like record Mexico, pero when I was sitting here and I was just like pondering because I'm leaving tomorrow and I gotta go back to this country. I thought about something that I saw on Instagram Reels the other day, and I really wish that I knew or remembered who said it, because it was really profound and I want to give credit where credit is due, because this is not necessarily my own thought, but like I resonated with it. But somebody said that you don't need validation, you need purpose. And I was like, oh my god. Hey, with that one, I've never resonated with something more in my life. I have. Hay gente que siente como tú sientes, me siente. You know, there's a lot of people in this world that feel just the way you are, and you're never as alone as you think. But there's so many people around you who are dealing with similar, if not worse, if not different, if not this is not, there's people are always dealing with things. And to count that out in order to lessen your own suffering would be a fucking shame, and it's just not fair to anybody in this situation, anybody in this world. But the reason that I thought about it a lot is because while I was here, I felt a great sense of pride in what I'm doing and what I'm achieving and what I'm striving for and what I have been doing for the past 3 years. Mis primos, they're in judo and they're like 10 años, like they're 10. When I was like, ain't no fucking way, I just started doing judo and this and that and this and that. They knew that I did jiu-jitsu, and I've been training for a while, but I thought it was really cool that they put them in that. But anyways, like we were at dinner and I was like, hey, like I won my first gold, do you want to see the match? And they did, and it was literally, there's certain moments in my life where I know that I will always remember it. They were watching my video and they were so locked in and they were commentating and this and that, and I was like, this is what I do it for. Because you might think that it's just, oh, I was just showing my cousins and my aunts this really cool thing that I did. No, nobody in my family expected me to do this. I mean, growing up, it's like we didn't know what I was gonna do. We didn't know what my future was. And I was such a shy kid, and I was dealing with so much mental illness and this and that, and I still do. But I've obviously grown into this woman that you see today. To see how proud they were, to see how excited they were that I was doing this thing. It was not for validation. That's my purpose. It's because I want to show y'all that you don't gotta be the same person your whole life, and you don't have to live in your shortcomings, and you don't have to be your trauma, and you don't have to be who people said you were gonna be, and you don't have to be what people think you're gonna be. People thought I was gonna be a lot of things, and I know that what I am today is not necessarily one of those things. In a way, I showed that anything is possible on such a small scale. Because listen, a big reason that I want to make it big and do this and that is so that I can have the influence, and so that I can have the stage, so that I can show people that it's possible to make something out of your life, to get better, to recover, to find happiness, to find joy, but also to find to be comfortable in the uncomfortable, because life is never gonna be like rainbows and sunshine all the time. But you don't have to become the darkness that meets you, right? If you can learn how to be comfortable in the uncomfortable situations, if you can learn to enjoy doing the hard things, not enjoy it because it feels good, but enjoy it because you know that after you do it, you will grow. After you do it, you will be more strong. After you do it, you will see what's on the other side of fear. The fear of, what if I try this and it doesn't work out? What if I do this and I look stupid? You're not stupid for trying. And if anybody tells you that, they're stupid. Hey, I say that. Y'all can cancel me. You're stupid if you are trying to make a fool out of somebody for trying something. Trying is fucking cool. My uncle came up to me and he asked me, he was like, are you still fighting? Are you still training? And I was like, yeah, got my first gold the other month. And I showed him the pictures and this and that. And he was just like, hey, keep fighting. You're gonna make it. And I was like, this is how I do it. And I guarantee you he would have said that if I didn't win gold. To be the human personification of resilience and overcoming and rebirths, I would almost want to say, is genuinely one of the most fulfilling things I think has ever happened to me. Yes, but you need purpose. You don't need validation. Jiu-jitsu, judo, MMA, it's all given me a place where I can help people, where I can prove to myself that I wasn't just some sad story, that shit isn't just unfortunate for no reason. Like, I feel like a long time ago, I had a choice. I had a choice whether I was gonna let the dark consume me or I was gonna let it alchemize into something beautiful. And I chose to alchemize it into something beautiful. I chose to do better because I wanted better. I want people to say, hey, Salma went through this and that and that. I went through this and that. And it fucking sucks. And it's validated that your pain and your existence and your trauma fucking sucks. But hey, that's not who you are. That's not who you are. I feel so strongly I'm on earth to help people, to inspire people, to be an example for people that maybe they don't have an example at home, maybe they don't have an example at school, but maybe they can go on YouTube, maybe they can go on the Instagrams and see that Salma Soda posted and she's spitting some fucking truth and it helps you get through the next day and the next day, and then I post again and it helps you get through the next day, and then you build this sense of resilience in yourself because you can be resilient. You can be the miracle. You don't have to wait on magical circumstances. Nobody could have predicted that I was going to do what I was going to do. Nobody who ever knew me before I started training predicted that I was going to go into martial arts and this and that and be super outspoken and choose to do better. The golds don't mean shit. When I won my gold, my first gold, I may not have gold after gold after gold after gold after gold, so maybe I don't know what that feels like. I don't. That's the reality. I don't know what it feels like to be a winner from the start, or not even from the start, but to be a consistent winner. I don't know what the fuck that is like, but except I do. Let me reverb that. I don't know what it's like to be the most top ranking athlete and to have goals and to not disappoint and to not fail. But I do think that I win in life because at the end of the day, I'm blessed to not be in a dark pit of my life. It's absolutely amazing to me the turn that my life took. I remember being a kid just seeing no hope. There's no example for me. I remember being a kid when I was little and thinking that fuck everyone, fuck this, fuck that. I mean, like, what's the matter? What's the point? That dangerous ass question, that dangerous ass sentence, what's the point? It is so easy to get caught up in the losses and the shortcomings and the failure when all you care about is perfection. Let me tell you the secret now. And I'm gonna tell you the secret now if you want to do anything like how I want to do. Anything like I want to do, if you want to pursue something really big, if you want to do this and that, all that stuff, let me tell you something. It's gonna get hard. You're gonna be like, fuck, I'm doing this shit, and yes, I'm doing this shit, and then it's gonna get hard. And then you're gonna be like, do I even want to do this? Is it really worth it? I'm so uncomfortable. And those are the moments when you have to remember your why. why you're doing this, why you're pushing yourself so hard, why you're holding yourself to a certain standard. Because the person that made the decision that you wanted to do this thing is still the person you are today. Don't get blinded by the hardness. Don't get hearted. Oh my God. No puedo hablar. I'm getting all mixed up in my words, but you can't get caught up in the hard. It's gonna be hard. Anything that's worthwhile is hard. Anything that means something is hard. You know how many times I've been like, do I tap it out? But do you know how many times I've been like, no? Because then what? Then I just let myself be a failure. I just let all this hard work go for nothing. I just let myself give up on myself. It's so kind to yourself to have standards for yourself, to hold yourself to a certain standard, to hold yourself to a certain way of being. And you know why I feel that way is because it's not nice when you're self-harming. It's not nice when you're indulging in your vices. It's not nice when you're gonna go drink your feelings. And I can say that because I know that I'm gonna be very, very vulnerable right now, but I deal with a lot of substance abuse, and it's never fulfilled me in the way that resilience has. And that's so much harder. I mean, that's so much easier said than done. And I know that. But I feel like when you're in the midst of giving up, it's because you've lost hope. It's because you've lost the proof or idea that, like, it's possible what you're aiming for and this and that. That's not gonna go with you in the grave. Your medals aren't gonna go with you in your grave. The tournaments that you did, the sponsorships that you had, the fucking belts that you had, even if we're thinking in long terms, that belt that you got, the UFC belt, the MMA belt, all those things, that's not going with you at the grave. The way that you treated people, the way that you helped people, the way that you loved yourself, the way that you loved others, the way that you were kind to yourself, the way that you spoke truth, the way that you spoke to others. All these things matter way more than the $5 medal they give you after you hold somebody's arm in place for them to tap. If you can't see that, then you're chasing the wrong high. I have everything that I need right now. If I die today, I would say, yeah, I don't think I regretted anything. And I'm only 22. I'm only 22 and I feel that way. But it's because I live my life by purpose, not by validation. For so long, I was chasing getting that gold, and then I got my first gold, and I was like, oh. I was expecting to cry. I genuinely was expecting to cry. I don't think I cried. I think I forced myself to cry because I was like, this is supposed to be very important. But you know, winning that gold, like solely winning first place in a jiu-jitsu tournament did comparably like nothing to everything else that I've gotten from pursuing this sport, pursuing this dream. Honestly, I got more fulfillment from competing against the girl that I got to compete against. Her name's Irene, and I'm gonna interview her soon, which is so fun. I'm so excited. I think she's a great I think she's a great example and a great face of jiu-jitsu and combat sports, honestly just women in sports in general. And I just really want to sit down and talk to her about certain things. But anyways, that's beside the point. I think it was really fulfilling to go against her because it was like I felt us both living in our purpose, and it felt nice. Like I felt more pride having the sportsmanship to support my opponent and be happy no matter who won, but still put my all and still know that she's putting her all. I felt more pride because of that than winning first place against her. Oh, whoop-de-doo. And then I felt silly because I was like, this is what I was drinking myself to sleep about. I know that sounds really harsh, but when you put it in that way, it shows, you know, how silly it is, right? Like, I felt losing sleep and stressing out about how this and this and that. And yes, you know, it is a very, 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 very valid point to be like, how can you believe in yourself if you don't have nothing to prove? If you don't have, not nothing to prove, but if you don't have anything to show for it, I can understand that could be a valid point if you want to get to a certain point, if you want to make money out of this, and this and that. But I would bet money the top contenders in the sport right now don't think that way, because it gets, like I said earlier, it gets to a certain point where you're met with adversity and you have to be like, is this really what I love, or do I just like telling people that this is what I want and this is what I love? Nothing good comes easy, and once, for me, if I know there's no danger in something, it helps. I know people are afraid to start things because it's scary and you think that it'll go the other way and this and that. You're not gonna get anywhere far if all you give a fuck about is winning first place. Pave your own fucking way. Pave your own way. You don't let other people tell you what you can and cannot do. I swear that will be the end of you. Because you can't help who likes you, who doesn't. You can't help who supports you, who doesn't. You can't help if someone thinks you're doing a bad thing or doesn't know. Go after it full force and don't let anybody tell you shit. And keep going after. And if you have to fucking workshop that shit, if you have to fucking correct it, if you have to switch things around, do it. But don't stop. Don't let somebody who is invalidating you and your vision stop you from doing what the fuck you know you're here to do. And I'm so serious, and I know I'm not the only person who needs to hear that. I know it's so many people who need to hear that, and I'm here to tell you that. Don't let anybody tell you who you are when you know who you are and you very proudly wear who you are. Don't let anybody tell you that you aren't living in your purpose. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. You better use that shit as fuel to do the thing. I believe in you. I believe that you can surpass the naysayers and the doubters and this and that. I believe in myself. And if you can't believe in that for yourself, I believe it for you too. There's nothing more rewarding than knowing you're living in your purpose. Every day there's something tiny that shows me I'm in my purpose. To me, it's helping people and creating a better world around me. Hey, you know what they say, if you want to see change in the world, you gotta be the change. And I tell myself a lot when I'm being stubborn and I want to give up, okay? If you want to see a change in the world, you have to be the change. You don't have to wait around, oh, when's somebody gonna create this? When's somebody gonna say this? When somebody's gonna stand up for this? Do it. Do it yourself. I promise you. Like I said, what the fuck did Kendrick say? A small fire burns a bridge. Shit, I don't even think that's what he really said. I think I kind of fucked it up in there, but you know what I'm trying to say. Even a small fire can burn a bridge. Yes. And I feel like, hello, I'm a small fire. I'm very flamey and feisty and powerful and hot, and I'll burn you. But I'm small right now. But I'm still making a difference. I'm back. I have to pee, but yeah, so circle back to the thing of like, there's some things that I will never, ever, ever forget. That's a moment I will never forget. When mi tío, mi primos were watching me and just like, oh, because it was just like, this is why I do this. Yes, this is why I do this. Because it starts small. The example starts small. I mean, if I can show my cousins that I can do shit, imagine what else I can do. And I think it's for a reason. I think I'm gonna remember it in the future when certain things happen, and that makes me want to keep going. That's my drive. That's my motivation, is the small things that present I'm on the right path, that present I'm living on my purpose. What does it look like when I'm living my purpose? Well, I'll give you a few examples. It looks like one of the kids that I coached, her dad coming up to me asking me if I could give her a pep talk before comp because she needs something, and it was me telling her what I would have told myself if I was in her position. It's me telling her what I wish I could have told my kid's self. What I wish I could have told my 10-year-old self. This girl like 10. I wish I could have told myself that shit. But God fucking willing, ojalá que I was able to do that. And all it took was me staying around, sticking around, believing in myself, finding my path, this and that. And eventually, it led me to that moment. And that's my purpose. That's why I keep doing this shit. What's another example? Well, circling back to Irene. And she probably thinks I'm like her biggest fan ever, but it's really funny because I don't know. When people inspire me, I feel that shit deeply. But doing all these things, collabing with her, getting to collab with her, getting to work with her, getting to work with people who desire the same things that I do and want to put the same things out in the world as I do, that gives me purpose. That shows me that I'm on my path to purpose. And when I went to the judo tournament the other day, one of the girls who beats my ass, and not just my ass, shout out Sarah, but everyone else's ass in locally and regionally, her dad came up to me and gave me really kind words and asked me to help out and this and that, whatever. And like, this is my purpose. Like, imagine if there wasn't a Salma. And that's not to be cocky. I hope that you think this for yourself too. But if you have a service, if you're doing something, if you're around people, imagine if they didn't have you. And not in like a what's it word, like demented way, like you die or whatever, but it's like you make a difference. You make more than a difference. You make the difference. You're important, and you change the things around you, and you affect the things around you. What you say matters. Also, look at this beautiful painting that my cousin painted. She I don't know if she still is, but she was in art school, like art college and stuff, and it's really beautiful. Like, I think it's really fucking beautiful, all the things she makes. Like, we have this one and the sunflower one, which is one of my favorites. I love sunflowers. They're my favorite flower. But can you see that? As you can tell, here's this woman reading tarot cards, and then 3 women and a school. I'm really proud of her. But yeah, I think that it's really easy. And I don't think you should shame yourself for wanting excellence, right? You don't want to shame yourself for wanting to be ideally good when that definition of good doesn't necessarily ring true, right? I don't think that's bad. I think you're on the right track. But I think a lot of us have it wrong. And I do think that in that it stumps a lot of our growth. I'm really happy right now. Like, things are really fucking hard. Dude, things are so hard. And that's why Spider-Man's my favorite fucking hero, because I see myself in him. He's just a regular old guy who got something happening literally every freaking day of his personal life. But he also is a fucking superhero and has to save everybody and still show up, be kind, be better, you know? That's me. That's literally me. And that's literally you too, probably. You don't need validation. You need purpose. You will get nowhere seeking validation. Not just in sport and life. And oftentimes we try to seek validation from people that we don't want to be anything like. Anything. So why do you care? Like I said, it's nature, and it's not something you should shame yourself for caring. But it's you doing the thing, no? You don't think you should trust yourself? Don't listen to what other people have to say. I think I'll leave it at that. My message was kind of all over the place, but I think it's good if I just take out my camera and talk about what I'm feeling in this moment. I think that's more raw. I think that's more vulnerable. I think that's honestly more beneficial to people, because who wants edited feelings? You can't edit feelings in real life, so why should I edit them in a video when my goal is to make you feel less alone? So, although I will edit the pauses, because a girl pauses a lot when she thinks, because I got ADHD. I got like 20 thoughts hitting my brain at once, and I'm like, wait, I need that one. And yeah, but I think to sum it all up, I'm very, very, very grateful for this trip. It was very short, but I was able to be introspective and gain new perspective about certain things, and not just gain new perspective, but validate prior perspectives that I had. So you need purpose, you don't need validation, because when I've sat in that truth, it's brought me the most success. I do think that if you love what you do and you do what you love, you can have a lot of success. Don't make what you love into a job. I'm not saying don't go be a professional athlete because you love that shit. Do it, but remember why you started doing it, right? It's really, really, really important to remember our why. Once again, because shit's just gonna hit the fan sometimes. Is that the saying that people say? Things are gonna go wrong sometimes. You're gonna have momentum, and trust me, I've been there. It's literally like, just speaking from experience, but like, you'll have momentum, some shit's gonna happen. You're gonna be like, oh shit, is this really what I want? What is this really what I want? And that's your test. And that's your test, and it could be your test over and over and over again until you get it right. So if you're gonna pursue something, whether it's sport or any type of field, or this and that, or even just some hobby you want to try, do it because you love it. When I approach things out of love and out of, this is experience, it's gonna make me grow, and this is just as much as part as I have to tell this because I can barely get the thought out, but basically, failing, shortcomings, the difficult times where you seem like you can't get it together, or then nothing's going your way, that's part of the success story, baby. That's 100% of the success story. You can't have success without failure. You know how many times I failed to get that gold? And yes, I know it's on a small scale, and y'all can like cook me for that shit. I really don't give a fuck. If you're trying to pursue something that you're passionate about, please don't taint it with the expectations of others. Please don't taint it by comparing yourself to others in your field. Please don't taint it by doubting yourself because things are hard. It's supposed to be hard. Nothing good comes easy. But just because it's hard doesn't mean that you're not capable of achieving it. Doesn't mean that you're not capable of walking on the other side. You know? I think that sometimes we can close off ideas and opportunities to ourselves because we just say we can't. Well, what happens when we say we can? Try it for once. Say you can. Say I believe in myself. Say that this is for me. Say that I know that I'm capable. Say all those things and see a shift change. The way that you talk to yourself matters. If you want to live in the same truth, listen, you can't be striving for greatness, putting in all the work, this and that, training your ass off, going to work for this many hours, studying this many hours, doing this many hours, putting on all that work, and expect good results if you're not kind to yourself. You might have those goals, but it's not going to pay off as much if you did that shit organically and naturally and for yourself and through your own eyes. Do what you love through your own eyes. It is such a blessing to have something that you love and are passionate about. Never, please let that shit be tainted by somebody who can never hold it the way that you are. You were given that gift for a reason. You were given that dream for a reason. You were given that wish. You were given that idea of that city, that idea of that job, that idea of that kid, that idea of whatever the fuck. is your dream. Okay? You were given that for a reason. And that is so beautiful. Do not let that go to waste because somebody tells you you can't do it. Because somebody doesn't see the possibilities that you do. Be a visionary. Be a believer. Please. Do not taint your purpose because of others. Do not taint your purpose because you seek validation. Do not taint your purpose because you seek perfection. We all have something that we want to be good at and we want to achieve and we want to pursue. But I promise you, the only good way to do it is through love, not through the eyes of I'm perfect. I want to be perfect. I want to do this and that. Because funny enough, you'll get that without stressing it. I'm not saying, oh, you're magically just gonna be champ, you're magically just gonna be the boss and head at your job. No, that's not what I'm fucking saying. I'm saying that once you let go of the control of the outcome and just put your energy into doing good and working towards it without fear or without letting the fear control, because fear is natural, it shows you care, but without letting it control you. It's a beautiful thing to get to go after what you love. It's a beautiful thing to help others. It's a beautiful thing to pursue life. You don't need the 50 gold medals. You don't need the $100,000,000 to be happy. You just gotta live what you love. And not letting anybody get in the way of that shit. Period. Point blank fucking period, bitch. I'm just really happy at this point in my journey. It's a very, very noble feeling. I'm very prideful of all the work that I've put in, because I see change and because it's valuable. It's very special to me when you tend to something for so long and you care about it, right? I care about this career that I want to build and that I am building. I care about being a pro athlete. I care about building a family. I care about proving to myself that I'm not my trauma and I'm not what everyone says I am, and that I'm not destined for failure and for doom. I'm really sorry that all my thoughts are all over the place right now. It's literally 3 de la mañana. See, it's 3 in the fucking morning. And I gotta go to the airport in the morning, so I don't know why I'm up, but I felt really called to make this video and put it out because I'm ready, bitch. I'm ready to go after what I want. No shame, no judgment. Who gonna tell me shit? You know, I'm tired of living in my own shadows. I'm tired of knowing that there's more out for me and not going after it. But I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it my way. So, yeah. Blessings. Thanks for watching. I really hope you got something from this video, and if you didn't, pues stick around because there'll probably be something for you later on. I'm a very relatable gal and have a lot of things to say, so I hope you would stick around and watch my videos and listen to me talk and listen to me speak truth and confidence and love and freedom and all that shit into your head. Yeah, so with that said, I'll leave y'all there. I'm gonna go to bed. Bye.